prosperity. In the shadows we find our light. Through the struggles we will take flight. Healing hearts and mending minds. Together we'll leave the past behind. Welcome to Prosperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Oh yeah. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Trauma whispers, but love will shout. In this space of trust, there's no doubt. We'll explore the depths of pain and grace, finding strength in every embrace. Welcome to Prosperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Take a breath and join the ride. Together we'll walk side by side with open hearts and open minds. In this podcast space, true peace we'll find. Welcome to Prosperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Prosperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma. Prosperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma. Prosperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma.
All right. Hello, everybody. Yes, we got some faces. Yes. Woo! You all believe here on episode 19 of Prosperity Podcast. God has been truly great. He has been now, Prosperity Podcast went to a new height, new heights, y'all. I am joined with some amazing ladies that are co-authors of a book anthology. And they got powerful stories. They're about to do their thing today. Start off by saying, welcome back to Prosperity Podcast. In today's episode, we dive into the exciting world of Chronicles of the Chosen, Claiming What's Mine, a book anthology. Join us as we celebrate the launch of this inspiring book with its talented co-authors, Ella Carrol. Many of you already know who she is because a lot of the Harvest Church people are watching. Um, Jean Caggiano. Did I say that right? All right. Yeah. April Benson and Sylvia Hopper. Together, we'll explore this journey. Explore their journeys, the themes of empowerment and ownership in their writing, and what it truly means to claim what's rightfully yours. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an engaging conversation that promises to inspire and uplift. Ladies, you have the floor.
Awesome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to join and partake with us as we take you on a journey with us. You can walk freely with us vicariously, just going over our stories of redemption and triumph. So, welcome, everyone.
Yes. Would you ladies like to share anything? Do you own any businesses? Or is there anything going on with you right now? Would you like to share? You doing a book tour? You doing a what's going on?
Who wants to go first?
Who wants to go first? I will jump right in and go first because I am excited about the event coming up and the book launch. It is my first book launch. I do have a lot of things going on, but at the same point, I'm just like really excited about this. This is the first book that I've worked launching with someone, and the ladies that have come alongside with the stories in this book, have some powerful stories. And these stories are to help individuals come through some of the fires that you may be going through. We've heard of so many stories like, oh, I want to hear some of the other beautiful ladies and some of their parts. But I am Jean Caggiano, and I am looking forward to being at the book launch April 19th, but I am looking forward to hearing from some of those other ladies. One of you guys go ahead. One of you ladies, beautiful ladies, share something. Let's go. I could go. I don't know what to say.
Come on, come on, come on. Don't be shy.
Well,
Great.
hello, everybody.
Ooh, Miss
Hello,
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
So I'm going to say this is the first podcast I've ever been on in my life. So this is all new to me. I'm trying to figure this out. I can see it's kind of similar to some of those other video calls. But I'm excited to be on my first podcast. So thank you so much for the invite. And what a better time to be a part of a podcast and to be a part of a group of ladies for our book launch. And for me, this is my first book as well. So I got a lot of firsts going on. So I'm excited. And there's nothing like the first for anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Hello, everyone. My name again is Ella Carrol. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be doing this anthology with wonderful, amazing, beautiful ladies. I know we're missing a few people, but everyone has been awesome. And I just look forward to us sharing our stories with you all. So we just want you to celebrate with us, support us. I know as far as business wise, um, life has been lifing. Had to put some things on the back burner, but that's okay. But I love working with small businesses, helping them with processes, um, product development, things of that nature, survey management, creating, as well as not only creating the surveys, but also putting an executive summary together. So if you need a survey developed or if you have your information, I can view the information and get your qualitative and quantitative data together. So feel free to reach out to me as well on that.
hey, y'all better plug in. She is definitely
Yeah.
the juice. So go ahead and plug in, y'all. For sure, for sure. And I mean, I also want to share with you all too. So we have the live comments on the screen. So if you see a family member or somebody pop up, those are live comments, real time. A Kiara picture said hello. So I don't know who is
That's my daughter. That's my daughter. New mother to my first grandchild. Thank you for joining, Kiara. Thank you.
yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for supporting these amazing ladies and your mom. So thank you. And I do want to also share. You all have a conference, a women's conference coming up as well, right?
Well, that
Yeah.
is actually Dr. Tracy
Okay.
Ward's conference. But in support of her, we wanted to shout out her conference. As you can
Mhm.
see, Dr. Ruben West, one of my mentors. I know he's a mentor to others as well. And then also Veronica. She's going to be another speaker as well. But you can purchase your tickets at the link below on the flyer. But the actual book launch is free, which will take place after the conference. So it'll take place that evening. And again, that'll be in Topeka, Kansas.
Yep, which is this image right here, you all. If you feel free to reach out to me if you want to get this flyer and I'll send it to you. You want to support. I know a lot of people being trying to figure out that that where's Waldo? Where's Miss Carrol at? They been asking about. So now look, she right here, y'all. She right here. So
Life has been life.
I'm just glad to have
Yes, ma'am. I,
I'm just glad that I'm able to just you popping out and everybody like, okay, well, she been in her success bag. She been in the
Yeah.
move. Come on now. It ain't nothing like different often when you come back, you actually boom, right, lights, camera, action, doing it. Doing it. So yeah, so we about to transition into some of these questions. Are you ladies ready?
yes,
We're
ma'am.
ready.
Ain't none of the questions are hard. So please don't be scared. And feel free to create your own dialogue. I'm good with that as well.
Okay.
All right. First question. So, beyond the literal sense of what the book actual mean, like the phrase of the book, like what is the personal empowerment and growth that you're wanting the readers to actually, grab from that?
So I guess
So I know
I
you
will go first. Go ahead. My apologies. So basically, so the book is Chronicles of the Chosen, right?
Mhm.
And we are all reclaiming what is ours. And the ideal behind it all is that you can always there's power in redemption, right? You can bounce back better. Um, it's never too late to restart once you have suffered a failure, and know that the ability to triumph is it's there. It's there. It's just a choice that you have to make. So I'll let some of the other ladies speak on that, but that's my thinking.
I believe you heard me begin to reference the fire. I believe that each one of us share a story of a place where we found ourselves that wasn't very comfortable, and some of the process it took to come up out of there. And for some of us, it may have been a short time before we realized we needed to be the one to take the action to move ourselves. And for some of us, it took us longer because we had many different variables and different culture and different support systems. So, overall, it is a book of, as we identified, Chronicles of the Chosen, claiming what's mine. For me, I learned that my voice was necessary, even though at times it got me in trouble. And today, I'm going to speak out, even if it gets me in trouble, and know that I'm going to say what I've got to say if it's my last breath. So it's a process. And that's something that I think each of us had to go through. And it was not, as we've identified, for most of us, it's our first journey through that process. And to unpack that trauma and to talk about it is totally different than to actually sit down and pin it. And in my spiritual journey, I've learned when we take time to pin things down, it is much more deeper meaning that comes from it. So it is a great title, and it was a great struggle. I'm grateful to be on this side, knowing that there's at the bottom of, and when you reach the top of one mountain, you're at the bottom of the next. So it's going to give energy for not only for others, most of all, the reason we wrote it, but even for ourselves. And as we come together in the event coming up, I know that it's really going to secure, like that seal, the wax ring the kings would have, the seal they would put on the documents before they would send them across the desert to other kings and queens. It is that seal that we will get in the event when we get to meet each other for the first time, some of us, next in just a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to the event beforehand, but just as much at the end of the day. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Anyone else?
I know for me, to answer your question, I want to kind of go back to something that we were doing when we had to come up with a word that described our chapter or our chapters or whatnot. And so for my first chapter, I said storm. And if I had to think of a theme, I had said the calm after the storm. So my second chapter is talking about the calm after the storm. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I don't want to get in trouble. But
Yes.
I will say the letters in storm represent stress, tension, being overwhelmed, resentment, and manipulation. I'm not going to go into all that because you got to get the book. to get to the details.
That's
But
right.
I know I did another anthology beforehand, but in sharing my story this time, I came from a different perspective. So
You got us on the edge of our seat, y'all. Like, hey.
they just enough to just, make you kind of,
So where can we get the book at? Like when like after the launch, can we get it on ebook? Can we get it from like where can we go purchase your book?
I know for me personally, I'm getting something set up right now. So I'm in the process of getting that set up. So I'll have that available soon. I thought I was going to have it ready for this podcast today. So I apologize. But I will be posting information for myself. So
It will be reaching out to us individually to purchase them after the event.
Mm.
We will also be there signing, as it would be fabulous to have as many authors signing the book. So you need to join us at the event, and you can purchase it while you're there. But if you don't make it to the event, then you can reach out to us either by our Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn, and also some of us have websites. I don't know that mine will be up and running that quick. I just want to have a nice landing place before I send someone somewhere. So I am working on a website. So it will be to reach out individually to each one of us after the event, but we'd love you to come to the event so you get the process of all of the signatures and get to meet each person and be personal. And that way, when you have the opportunity to read the book, you will really be able to make the connection to the face, and you'll even get to maybe feel our hugs hugging on you when you come get the book from us, and relate that to the story, and even feel some of the emotion that was projected into the story that we're hoping to give to you, so that you'll move, you, whoever you are, will move from where you're at into what you want to become, into your greatness, becoming the best you. As I've always said, as a little girl, I'm gonna be the best I can be today, and my goal is to help you become the best you can be today as well, because together we can become the best world around, right?
I
come
love
on.
I just
I love
this is
that.
I'm a motivational speaker, and I get to empower youth, primarily youth ages 16 through 24. I work with in the classroom every day. So I am living a dream, being an entrepreneur, doing what I love to do. So if you discover your purpose, and you can move into who you are created to be, and you'll get to go to work and love what you do every day. I love what I do every day I go to work. So this is what I do. So thank you again. You get me going.
You are look, I told you once you get on the podcast, you get going. You be nervous and then you just start flowing. It just
Well, I'm one that can get going, I'll tell you, because that's what I live for, is telling other people, because as long as there is breath within me. But my goal really is to start getting it in pen so that it can go much further, because I can only speak to so many this way. And as we begin to pin it, and I know this is just the first one, there's more coming. I know that there'll be people impacted with these books. These books are already going to be taken on over into other countries. It's already an international book. We have an international author. I don't believe she's going to make it to this event that we're starting, that we're having in just a couple of weeks, but I am looking forward to creating an event over there so we can get a big hug with her as well, because my goodness, we've got to move this, not just sit on it. How's it going to impact others if we don't get it moving, right?
exactly, exactly,
Move
exactly.
this train, get me going.
But
So
I
I'm
do.
going to chime in
Yes, ma'am,
because
please.
I'm real laid back and passive, and so this is me completely coming out. A lot of people don't know a lot of things about me,
Come on, Missy.
but if
Yeah.
I'm going to choose a word for what I've got going on to help people, is perseverance.
Yes.
And when you read just this chapters of my life, you'll see what I mean when I say perseverance. Because, like I said, I'm so laid back and quiet, people don't know, and I have gone through a lot of challenges in my life that I have not shared openly with people. Only my inner circle know things, or the people that was right there in the midst of it. And by all means, God knows it all. And so I'm coming out and sharing these things, and I'm excited with this whole book launch, the conference, and all of that. Like they said before, several of our authors are going to be there, and we're going to sign the books for you personally there. That's the best time for you to be there, because you're going to be able to get, so many authors in one location with their signatures. And I love what Jean said about the hugging and all. And so for me, I'm excited about the fact that now I get to step out of my comfort zone, because God has been moving me in different directions. And I need to let people know, look, just because I'm quiet doesn't mean that I don't know some things and I haven't been through some things. But you see me now, but you don't know my story.
Come on.
Wait till you find out about my story. And I'm just going to say that this is my first book, but I'm actually working on 2 more right now that I've been working on for a while. And so I'm moving forward in what I've been called to do. And look, y'all just wait to hear from me, okay?
All right.
Hey, she popped out and she meant what she said. She said, hold on,
Standing on
I gotta
business.
say this.
That's right. You
I love
go.
it. I love it. I love it.
And the other thing is, the only author in this book that I have personally met is April. And I did meet Ella at another women's conference. But outside of that, everybody's new to me as well. I'm excited to meet the authors in person myself.
I love it. This is the most vocal I have heard. When Sylvia said she's quiet, she is. I always admired her. She never knew this, so I'm just telling her. I'm like, oh, she just exudes so much. She was just always so quiet, and the epitome of how a woman is to carry herself. And I'm like, what? Where did this vocalization come from?
That's all God, girl.
She said, what's that Down the Route song? I'm coming out.
We're coming
Yes.
out.
Oh, she said, I'm
Want
not
the world to know. Yes, I do.
Right.
We are coming out. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you. So, Dr. Tracy, the one who spearheaded this whole project, we're so grateful for her just giving us the opportunity to share our voices, not so that we can receive any reward, but so that others in turn would be edified, right? So there's some things from this book that we can impart to someone that is going through some challenges, maybe some that mirror what we have experienced. And for me, I'm sure as well as the other ladies, this was probably the most challenging undertaking of my life. So this is my second co-authored book. It took me a month to write chapter 1. I don't feel like it's my best body of work, because actually what I was writing about, I was living through. And, when you're a messenger, you have to be first partaker of the fruit, right? So I just feel like that was just my time to partake of the fruit, and so that I could really, really impart what I'm going through my story of redemption, and that you can bounce back better. I'm not going to share much about what I wrote about, but the tagline, like Ella was sharing, Storm, was, how many times do we deny that we are denying what we have been in denial about? I'm going to say that again.
Okay.
How many times have you ever denied something that you have been denying that you have been in denial about? We build like fairy tales, and we live in these worlds of fantasy when we really know, right? Like, how to separate reality from fiction. And sometimes, or at least with myself, I have learned from a little girl. I learned how to be very creative because I was an only child, creative with ways in which I dealt with stimuli, if you will, whether that be through fantasy, right? And so it has carried over into my adulthood, right? And so it's almost like you're involved in something, it's not good for you, you need to get out of it, but you're in denial. You're in denial. and you just feed yourself a bunch of stories full of crop, right? And so in my chapters, I do share some of the pitfalls that I um, succumbed to because I was in denial and narrowly escaped. And that's it. I'm not going to share anything else. But you're looking at me right now, um, as they say, the old adage that says, I don't look like what I've been through. I
Come
remember Dr. Michael Freeland says, yes, you do look like what you have been through. He challenged me one time. He said, you look like a woman, you're a story of redemption. You look like a woman that is no longer a victim, right? I am a victor. I have survived. And so what you see now is just a product of the struggle and what Sylvia talked about persevering. It is because I persevered, I made the choice to just pull myself up again. So,
I love that. I love everything that you said. And I just want to shout out too that today is Miss Benson's birthday. So Miss Kim,
yes.
happy
Happy,
birthday.
happy, happy birthday.
Look,
Happy
Happy,
birthday again.
happy birthday.
let her know. Show her some love in the comments, y'all. Please do show her some love.
Happy
And
birthday.
all I'm saying is, Miss Sylvia, you got some fans. I see. Go Sylvia.
Mhm.
If your husband's on here, said that's my wife,
Yes.
my good thing from Father God.
Yes, my biggest cheerleader and my biggest supporter. And I tell you, without him and God, there's no way I would be doing this either because he is such a big supporter. And would y'all know he has not read it either? No, he's going to wait like everyone else.
Aw.
It just
wow.
supports me and wants me to do what God is calling me to do. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm grateful for him.
I mean,
He's
He's
a my
amazing.
story.
yeah, because look, my husband ain't saying my good thing, my good Father God. He ain't the one. He just said he letting it be known that's my wife. That's my
Right.
Yes.
I love it. Listen, Sylvia, we're going to do this for your husband. I remember him at El Shaddai. He go, hey, man.
Yes, that's him.
I love
now you got y'all got a comment in here. Michelle Davis says many don't know when they're in a storm because it's ongoing, the norm, the familiar.
Mm,
Mhm.
goodness, Cheryl. That's so true.
Yes.
And
Right.
one thing I thought about too is like not only about it's about sharing our stories, but also connecting and relating to others to let
Mhm.
them know they're not alone.
Mhm.
it.
The word I chose was hope. I want others to know there's hope. Hope is might even be just a flicker of light within us. But if the right person comes along and gives us the energy that's needed, we can become a flame showing the way as the column in the desert, correct? All that flame. So that is mine is hope. It is always as that little girl, that's what I had was hope that tomorrow was going to be better. And why I knew I could be better. I can be work to be better. Some will say that may not look like your best today, but I know I'm going to give you my best. It may not look like yesterday's best and it may not look like tomorrow's best, but today it is my best off or on, it's my best. So hope is what I like to offer with the words that I've penned and hopefully hope they get is what I'm hoping for. It's
You
the
look,
goal.
I'm gonna have to have you on again, Miss Caggiano, because you have a lot of information to share, and I love that. I love everything about what you're saying. You're saying, even the fact you say you mentor. I'm gonna do your own segment, so I know for a fact that you can look speak to the youth. You can do it.
I know Ella can attest. It's been a long journey to get me this far to be able to talk about many things that I've went through, and that's why I know that the connection here, these women, all of us have went through some deep things and some that we may never share in this kind of platform. I've learned that not all of them am I going to ever share with my husband. As close as we are, as much as I know I could tell him everything, there's no need in that energy being carried on at the same point, because that trauma, it just build more anger, right? Not only for me, it keeps it going. And so there are some things that I know that won't be shared. A long time ago, I thought I had to share it all and get rid of it. So I know each of us have some of that trauma that we've worked to unpack at the age that each of us is sitting here, I can tell.
And I love that you said that. Like that's beautifully said. And again, I want everybody individually here to have your own segment. So just know this is an offer of a scene. Please come back individually because I'd love to host you. Miss Sylvia, we want to get you out of your shell.
Yes, that that's that's who I keep looking at, because I remember I was the quiet one. Ask Miss Ella, she's watched. I can talk, but I was the quiet one when it come to the trauma. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about that stuff today.
Miss Sylvia said, but what Tiffany had to say, she ready, she was ready.
And Dr. Tracy, she has a great Dr. Tracy and Dr. West have a system that they've created. This isn't the first time they've helped walk some individual authors collaboratively together to create a system for it. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if we're allowed to talk about the SWAT team, but we are successful women at transformation. So we're going to come in and help them, whoever them is that chooses to be, to walk through the transformation themselves. And each one of us have our own part to help if they're willing to be ready for that transformation. So thank you again.
I want to talk about Dr. Tracy Ward also. I was going to say something and then she mentioned her, but also I see there's a question. Who are your influencers and why? Dr. Tracy Ward is one of my influencers. And the reason why is because the last women's conference that I went to that they held, they were talking about people writing a book. And I got up and I shared that I've been writing supposedly for about 10 years and I hadn't gone anywhere with it. And so she encouraged me to look at doing the chapters here in the Chronicles of the Chosen, claiming what's mine. And because of what she said, go ahead and move forward and do this. Maybe this is where you need to start in order to get to where you're going. And so her encouraging me and, you know, conversations after that, it was like, wow, she's so good at this. She truly is a coach, and she definitely is one of my influencers. And that's the reason why, is because she cares. And then also, of course, the fact that she's a woman of God and she's not moving forward with something that she doesn't believe that God is telling her to do. And I'm definitely attracted to anybody that's walking with God.
I'm going to dovetail off of that. So Dr. Tracy Ward is also one of my influencers, but I mean, as far as this collaborative body of work, she was my biggest influencer. And I remember, she's going to crack up when I share this. I hope she doesn't get upset. But one of the things that she always used to tell me when we were young women, with our children and out on the dating scene, she would always say, don't fall in love with potential, right? You know what I mean. But in this regard, she did see our potential. I know she saw mine. When she called me and she asked me she petitioned me to be a part of this, and I said, Dr. Ward, just to be honest with you, I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it because I was already in the throes of what I wrote about. I didn't even know I was going to write about it. And I said, well, I might as well, right? Because this would be the time where it would be really, really impactful, because I'm right in the middle of it. It's like being in the middle of an ocean in a boat with a hole in it and not a pail to fetch the water out, is where I have been through this whole process. And so I'm grateful that she didn't take her own advice. Don't fall in love with potential. But we were talking about men, okay? But she fell in love with my potential, and she has helped me to stretch my wings. It's almost like the fledgling in the nest, the eagle's nest, and the mother kicks the fledgling out, not even giving a second thought as to its own safety. It will fly. And so that is what I am soaring, I am flying high with these women. We're just going to soar to new levels. So
I love that. So, what does that mean to, claim what's yours? What does that mean to claim what's mine?
right now, where I'm at in my life, I know what I deserve, and I'm not going to do a cut below that. I'm not going to settle. I've been settling for 53 years, and I refuse to do it any longer. So I'm going to claim what has always been rightfully mine. I just didn't know. I just didn't know. I was unaware, and ashamedly um, so. But now I'm not ashamed to say this is what I want. I'm not going to spell it out for everybody right here, but there are things, categorical things that I want um, in life, things that I want to experience for the next 50 years, because I'm going to at least live to be 100. And it's going to be a quality life. I want to live a life that is fruitful and not fruitless. I have meandered and wandered like a nomad the last 53 years, um, just without a clear destination. Not that I don't know where I'm going, right? I'm a careered woman, but unfulfilled. And so now it is time for fulfillment. Now, I came into this year saying that, and this has been the most challenging year thus far. January and February and March has done a number on me. And it started the minute I made the decision to partake in this book. We've had discussions about this in our private conversations, that once we all made the decision, hey, we're going to be a part of this body of work. Let's go. It's go time. We all started experiencing things in our health, challenges with work. Some lost their jobs. I was one of them. And the list goes on, and still in the throes of it. But I'm like, okay, game on. I've got my gloves on, right? Because one of the things that Dr. West shared with us is that with this body of work, it is medicine, it is healing for someone. Who knows who this will impact? And it is going to be impactful. And so when you're sick, you have a headache, what do? You go to the medicine cabinet to retrieve some Tylenol. This is going to be someone's Tylenol. This is going to be someone's Pepto-Bismol. I don't know, you may be too young to know what Pepto-Bismol is, but honey, we all had cheap bottle in our refrigerator. For those moments where we suffered bouts of uneasiness. This whole book, oh my goodness, my chapters alone, you're talking about suffering, uneasiness. I was uneased and still am.
Yeah.
And that is why I said this is not my best body of work. I believe this is going to be a continuation of sorts. I believe this is the catalyst for the next and the next and the next.
Yes.
We all had to come together and make the decision. We're going to do it come hell or high water. We're going to do it. Sink or swim. So I hope I answered your question. I'm claiming what's mine.
You did.
That's right.
Miss Sylvia, what is claiming what's mine mean to you?
Look, I want everything that God has for me.
Yeah.
And that could be, well, like, first of all, I'll start with my husband. Okay. I wasn't looking for him. He wasn't looking for me, but God put us together. But I knew that I wanted to be married again. And I claimed to, the Lord at hope. Okay, if I'm going to be married again, it's going to be somebody who loves you more than anyone and anything in this world. And God gave me that. But I had to do some things in before that happened as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The blessings of the Lord make it rich and adds no sorrow. That's my husband. Again, the blessings of the Lord make it rich and adds no sorrow.
That's right.
That is claiming what God has for you, whatever that might be. For me, one of those things was my husband. But for somebody else, it could be your job.
That's right.
It could be health for you or someone else, but mainly for yourself because you're claiming it for yourself. That's claiming what's
That
yours.
right there, yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Listen, woo, now you done got started. Listen, I'm so glad you shared that with us, Sylvia,
Yes.
because you mentioned I'm the only one that you knew on here outside of Dr. West and Dr. Tracy Ward. I can attest. When she said God blessed her, I've been knowing Reverend, is he a Reverend Minister, Elder?
Minister.
Minister Hopper, when he was a deputy at the courthouse. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm a court reporter. I've been doing that for 27 years. I remember him at the courthouse, very upstanding, always a bright light, always ministering to people. And exactly what she said, that man adores her. And it's confirmation because that is one of the things that I asked God for. I just signed divorce papers back in January, and I am not ashamed to say that that is something that I desire. 3 times the charm. Hey, let's go.
Come
Because
on.
I've not experienced it. Just some things that I want to experience before I shut my eyes, and that's one of them. You just confirmed that's one of my petitions, and I'm going to get it.
Um,
I'm
Amen.
going to second that petition along with you because here's what I'm going to say. I got divorced. Mine is about having voice. That's where my claiming is, and it's discovering my voice after domestic violence. So I had to discover my value because I lost it back there in that relationship. And after I come out of that relationship, I had to go into celibacy between me and the Father for about 6 years. And I said I wasn't having any more men because they would none treat me like that. So 3 times a charm, the Father sent me my man that I prayed for a long time ago and thought it was going to be somebody else. So Miss Sylvia, you're right. We ask for it, we receive it. We just don't get it as soon. And 3 times a charm, April, just keep believing because you're going to get that man. I'm in my years as well. And I'm planning on living at least another 50, 60 years over that 100 number too, along
Come
with
on.
the man that he gave me that treats me like a queen. That's why I can talk today because he came alongside of me. And my goodness, I probably would have ended up back out there in the craziness if he didn't come at the right time. I just know it because I was so close to saying, okay, I'm done with this celibate stuff, right? So
Listen,
tired of being lonely stuff. 5, 6 years, I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is going to work out. But I mostly was waiting for my children to be graduated from school. I didn't want there to be in step parents. I didn't want to go into that. So I was holding off. But the Father, he came in right on time. Right on time. So don't stop believing. I know that song too. Don't stop believing. Okay. Gonna get me going. I'm gonna
you
amen
all are
that song.
speaking to
So
some
Love the elders on
people,
that.
women on here right now. They are literally, they are tapped in and you are showing them that God does not forget. He does not forget. Keep sending them prayers up.
Miss Ella's coming behind us with hers too. I just know she is.
He is
I'm
always
going to give y'all another tie-in to this thing, though. I don't know if y'all have realized. Now, thus authors, we know, but the people that are just finding out about this book and who we are, there are
Mhm.
7 authors in this book.
Yes.
Yes.
7 is God's perfect number.
Number.
come on.
So look, but he put this thing together with this perfect number of 7, meaning that you're supposed to get a blessing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More than you even realize. But if you look at the number 7 for God, you need to get the book just for that reason alone. Because you know God has put his stamp of approval on it
Come on.
for the number 7. Why else would there only be 7 authors in this book? Because there's so
Mm.
many people that need to be blessed by God.
Amen. Amen.
Come on, Miss
I'm
Ella.
agreeing.
Come on, Ella.
That's what I'm trying to get her up in here.
what I mean to you. Come on, come on.
She's
Come on,
sideways in
Ella
there on
Jean.
us, but
So for
we
me,
love her.
it's my voice. As Jean said, I am one of the ones that like to be behind the scenes, don't like to be out front or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll just serve behind the scenes. I'm good. But I remember going to a conference a long time ago, Jake's. Um, oh goodness, Get the name of the conference. That's so bad.
Woman
And,
thou art
uh,
loose.
you said what now?
Woman thou art loose. Did you say Jake?
No, it wasn't Woman Thou Art Loose. It was a different one. He doesn't have it anymore. But God's
No
leading,
more sheep. No
God,
more sheep.
God's leading lady, and he was
That's
talking
it.
about coming from behind the scenes. It's time to come out in front, and that would kind of speak to me a lot. And I know I talked to you like before we started, Miss Destiny, regarding life after divorce, women
Mm-hmm.
work. And the life part, it means you still have love and inspiration for everyone that you encounter. And I want divorced women to know that because there is life after divorce. It doesn't end with the divorce. If anything, you're just getting started. You know, that's just a situation that you had to experience. You don't understand it, but God knows that that's going to be something that can minister to somebody else. It may not be right now, it could be down the road. But my thing is, I want to be that cheerleader for those ladies and, and support them to where they're going. Support them and encourage them to get to their next.
Yes.
The other thing that I think about too when it comes to claiming what's mine is just claiming everything that God has for me, really. Because at first I would just really put myself on the back burner. I'm really being transparent right now, and that's just how I am. But I would always put everyone before me, my daughters, family, whatever. But I'm starting to say, hey, let's put Ella first, not being selfish, because sometimes people would take that and make others think that okay, you're being selfish. No, it's like, how can I pour into others if I can't pour into my cup first? So I'm learning that, and I'm like, I have to be okay with that, and learn to be okay to say no, because no is a word. It is a response.
It is.
I mean,
You know what? I listen. Let me say something. Jean brought up when she mentioned she was celibate. Let me tell y'all something, and it ties into the chapters that I wrote about. So I was celibate for 7.5, almost 8 years. Okay, and I fell off the wagon. And a male friend of mine told me one time, he said, I'm so afraid for you. And I said, why? He said, because you're so busy saying no. Like I was so laser focused. I was in school. Nobody, it was like I had a fortress up. It was Fort Knox. No man could get through. Even if he did a paper airplane and shoot that thing over, it would land in the bushes somewhere and it wouldn't reach me. And he said, "I'm so concerned that you're starting to feel empowered by your no." You, Ella just said no is a word. They would ask me out on a date, and I'd say nope, no, no. I wouldn't give out my number or nothing until one day he said, "You're gonna fool around and get tired of saying no. You're gonna say yes to the wrong person." And I said yes to the wrong person. And I was in denial when I went to the courthouse to get married. I knew I shouldn't have been marrying that booger. God rest his soul. But I married him anyway. I was in so much denial over denying what I knew to be true. I knew I wasn't, and my mother's in the background going, yep, so you guys will probably hear her. But what do you do? I'm here to serve as a reminder to those that are going through something similar. What do you do when you fall off the wagon? Right? I mean, it's not easy to be celibate. I'm a beautiful woman. I love men, and I'm not dead. Okay? And I am full of emotion. But what do you do? What do you do when you fall off the wagon? When you find yourself doing things that you never thought you would ever do? I am here to serve as a representative that you can dust yourself off. And it's like dusting that fine china, honey, and put it on back up in that case. With my mother, we had a nice china set. You know, most people wait until special occasions to to eat off of the china. We ate off of the china every day, didn't we, Mother? Every day, right? When you're done eating off of that china, you wash it and you put it back in the cupboard. Listen, we are not damaged goods. We have not been
Wow.
chosen for the trash receptacle. What did they say? The receptacle, whatever. Listen, we can be placed back in the cupboard. God can put your life back together.
Amen.
He can put you back together, honey. He can polish you off, honey. When y'all get this book now, it ain't got everything, cause I got some stuff that'll knock your wig off. I got some stuff that'll knock your wig completely all the way back, and somebody think it's a ponytail. Listen, but I am a representative that you can bounce back better. And when you read about some of the things that I've been through, and then I'm praying that I'll have more books and I'll delve more and more into some of the things that really almost derailed me. You will not believe it. If you got on dentures, they're gonna fall out. Just get ready. Have you some Fixodent or some Polydent on the side because you're gonna need it. You're gonna say, what? She went through what? Sylvia went through what? Gee, oh my God, Ella. Oh, I'm telling y'all, we are representative of what it looks like to be redeemed. None of us are exempt from it. None of us are beyond the point of being redeemed. That's the whole point to this whole book.
Yes.
Redemption. And you can go on and get what is yours. You can claim what's yours. You just got to make the choice. It's in your hands.
Yes.
It is in your hands. Now you can buy this book and it can sit on the shelf and collect dust like many books do. Or you can just go ahead and do what you know to do. Open that book, start at page 1, and go on and finish it in its entirety and get what you need. Get what you need. It's like a smorgasbord. When I go to Golden Corral, and I don't go that often because I just can't eat all of that stuff, and it's a waste of money to me. But when I go to Golden Corral, I'm gonna get my cabbage with the carrots. I love that. I'm gonna get me a breast and a leg, a fried chicken. I'm gonna get me some fried fish. But I can't eat all of that stuff. But I have the choice. It is within my hands to decide, do I want the rice with the stew? No, I don't feel like that today. I'm going to get this chicken. That is what this book is going to be. You grab from it what you need. You may not be able to grab anything from me, but you may be able to grab something from Ella. Hey, it ain't no harm, no foul. Grab what you need and go on and live and claim what's yours, because I'm about to get mine.
Come on.
I'm getting mine.
Love it. It's a smorgasbord. I love it.
Cheryl Davis says that beautifully said, Miss April. In response to that, Michelle Davis said, "I'm in my 70s and I still long for God's Boaz. It's never too late."
That's right.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something about that Boaz. Now, see, we can talk. God spoke to me at the beginning of the year. He said, "You're Ruth." Another friend has been calling me Ruth the Moabitess. And I said, "Why are you calling me that?" And I said, "That's confirmation." Ruth didn't have nothing. Ruth made herself present, right? That's all. And my mom's in the background saying, "Sure did." That is the only reason why she was even seen, because she made herself visible.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we're making ourselves visible to get whatever we need to get. And if it's for me, if it's a wonderful husband, I don't know what God has for me, but I'm making myself available. But that's just in the area of relationship. This thing is so much bigger than that.
Oh yeah.
Making ourselves available. Who knows what's going to come from this? We may end up having a podcast ourselves. We don't know, but we are available.
Yes.
We're present. We are accounted for.
Mhm.
And whatever's going to come from this is going to come from it. So, but listen, Ruth, that's my girl right there. Ruth was a bad woman. She went for hers. What did Naomi tell her to do? Didn't she tell her? Now, I'm not a Bible scholar. Miss Sylvia is. I believe she's a minister, and her husband. Didn't she tell her to put the oil on and the perfume on and lay at that man's the foot of his bed?
Yeah.
Did she not go for what she wanted?
She sure did.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all not ready. She went for what she wanted. And nobody was there to shame her.
Wow.
She froze up, I think, right there. Oh, there she
Trying
is.
to put a stamp of shame on us because we're just indignant. Who are you to think you should go and get after it? I'm who I want to be. This is what I want, and that's what I'm going to get. And you shouldn't have any shame. There should be no shame in what you want to do with your life.
That's right.
And that's what this book is. Go on and get what you want. I don't know what you want. What you want? What you want? What do you want? What do you feel like you're due? I can't tell you what you do, but I know what I'm due. I got a laundry list, and it's revisable. I leave it in edit form
Come
because
on.
I don't know from day to day. My mind changes. I don't know what I want today. It's gonna be something different tomorrow. I'm gonna be quiet.
I got it. Miss Avery,
She
I
on.
love your personality. You come with. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have a question for Miss Sylvia. What would you say to the women that are believing God for their Boaz, but also, like believing they're in their patient season, they're in their season and they need to wait? What would you offer advice you would offer them right now, whether they're in the dating scene right now or not dating at all right now?
I would first say to you to make sure that you are right with God. Because in order for you to get what God wants for you when it comes to a man, you need to be right with God. You need to have a personal relationship with God. You need to know him for yourself because God needs to be your first love.
Yeah.
You can't be out there looking for somebody that looks a certain way, that walks a certain way, or dresses a certain way. Because to truly get what God has for you, it's not going to be what you're thinking or what you so much want per se, because God's ways and his thoughts are not ours.
Mm.
So first establish that relationship, you and God alone. Be comfortable in living and walking with just you and God, because then God's going to give you the desires of your heart. He's going to change you the way that he wants to change you to make you better for yourself, because you got to be good for you before you can be good for someone else.
Right.
And the whole time that you are desiring to be with some man at some point in time for him to be your husband, you need to be praying for that man. Pray for God to change him, to mold him, to reshape him into a godly man that truly does love the Lord. Not, oh, I'm going to church, every week, and I'm going to Bible study, and I'm doing this and that and the other. No, he needs to be transformed from the inside out, starting with his heart and his relationship and his personal walk with the Lord. And don't get in a hurry.
No.
Don't get in a hurry at all. If you meet somebody and there's that so-called red flag, or that's, I'm not so sure about that. Listen to that. Pray about that. Take your time.
Okay. You heard that straight from Miss Sylvia's mouth, y'all. Take your time.
Good stuff.
Like that song said, take your time, do it right. I don't think that's right. But you all know, don't drop that.
How does that sound? Take your time, get it right. We can do it, baby.
Yeah, that's the song I'm talking about. Yeah. I got a few more questions for you ladies. And I want to start Miss Ella on this asking this question. Many people struggle with the feeling not being enough. How does your chapter in the book address the inner critic and encourage self acceptance?
Say the last part again.
How does how does your chapter in the book address the inner critic and encourage self acceptance?
I would say my second chapter would speak to that. Um, you basically have to. One thing that I would just say, even if this wasn't in the book, but just self reflect and just kind of stepping back and seeing like, okay, this is what I've done, assessing your life. You know what I mean? And then just kind of identifying like, what do I need to do for me? Like, learn you, the things that you like to do. Date yourself. That's something I had to relearn again. Like, go out to eat by yourself, go to the movies by yourself, and be fine with it. If you can't go by yourself, then you probably need to check that, because if you can't love yourself, then how you expect somebody else to come and love you, right? So that's just one little piece I would share there.
I like that. Yeah.
And I know April do a lot of stuff all the time. She posted on Facebook and everything.
All the time. Listen, Ella,
Uh oh,
and the
I
other
can't hear
ladies, you
y'all.
probably seen it. I went through a period where I was lonely, and I said I'm going
Did
to
I
go
hit
on
something?
a forget loneliness campaign, and I just
Campaign, and I
started
just
going
started
to
going
the
to the
by
by
myself.
myself.
So I
So I
echo
echo
her
her.
feelings.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah,
Hey,
I can hear
Hello.
you now.
okay.
Okay. Okay, Miss Sylvia.
So
I
I just
really
want to say, Miss
Miss
Sylvia
Sylvia,
has her, and
and
we
we
really do
really do
appreciate you
appreciate you
coming on to
coming
the
on to the
podcast.
podcast.
It's open
Open,
season, and
and
we'll be
we'll be
reaching out
reaching
to
out
you
to
all
you all
to
that
get
you
it by
get by
yourself
yourself
sometime
sometime
soon.
soon.
And
And
a blessed
the
night.
last night,
And
and
how can people get in contact with you?
contact with you?
If you can
If you
share
can share
that
that
with
with
everybody.
everybody. Are you asking Miss Sylvia?
Yes.
Yes.
So feel free.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's a
M-
lot
It's
of
a lot of
feedback for some
feedback for
reason,
some
so I
Miss
reason,
wasn't
so I
Ella,
wasn't
understanding.
Miss
understanding.
Ella has done something on her device
Hold on, hold on.
there,
Did I? All I did was just turn the volume up.
and
And
ever
ever
since
since
then
then,
it's
it's
echoing.
echoing.
Hold on. Okay,
Uh oh.
go ahead.
So,
Okay.
so what were you saying? I'm sorry.
So how
So,
can
how
people get
can
in contact with
people
you
get in
if they wanted to
contact
get
with
in contact with
Oh, okay. So you can, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Sylvia Hopper, Sylvia, and Hopper. Also, if I need to be reached by email, you can reach me at authorshopper@gmail.com. Again, author, SHOPPER @gmail.com.
you? All right. So y'all, everybody heard that information. If you didn't hear that information, please get in contact with me or Miss Carrol, and she can get you in contact with Miss Sylvia. Again, we hope to have her on the guest again. She's been amazing. And again, have a wonderful night. And I just have a few more questions for you, ladies, and then we'll wrap up in a little moment. But again, thank you so much, Miss Sylvia.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Love you, ladies.
Thank you. I'll meet you soon.
Bye.
See you in a couple weeks.
All right. Hello.
Mhm.
All right, Miss Carrol, you good?
She said she can't hear us on the backside.
You try saying something.
Ella has said in the backside that she can't hear anything now,
I
that she
did
cut it
switch
off.
you off for the feedback. My handle on Instagram. Mhm. Can you hear me, Miss Carol? Hold Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
And I can
If
hear
you
you
can hear me,
too.
can you hop off and come back on?
Me?
It-
Pop off and come back on?
No, Miss Carol.
Okay.
All right. While she's handling that, on back on like with that question I asked Miss Carol, um, some people may feel like they're not enough. So with people not feeling like they're enough, how would you?
Mhm.
How does your chapter in the book address the inner critic and encourage self acceptance?
So with mine, that's right up my alley because uh I've always dealt with problems with challenges with rejection, and it stems. Uh oh, we got feedback. We got so it stemmed from my childhood, right? And that goes back to Ella. That goes back to what Ella said about loving yourself, right? So the way that this book is working probably for all of us is we all are lovers of self. Being comfortable with who you are, no longer being ashamed. That was what I talked about earlier. Ashamed of what it is that you feel like you deserve. And with me, I have really transformed in the last 5 to 6 years. God took me through a period. It was almost like the butterfly effect, um, where I went through, the period of being in the cocoon, and it was uneasy, and finally, when the release came, I could see the transformation, and that I embodied things, so many qualities that are beautiful, right? So it's all about self love. Once you come to love yourself, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. Loving yourself is very important because a lot of people don't know what that means because they see other people do that in a sense for themselves and they think that's what they're supposed to do instead of understanding that loving yourself is something that you have to take and spend time with yourself to do. Whether that's like Mrs. Carroll was saying, going to dinner, take yourself to dinner or lunch or doing different things. It's allowing yourself to really spend time to know what you need to work on, or learning something about yourself that you just never knew. Or I'm a big believer because I we were talking about this before, hand before you had hopped on. I wrote my book and published it. I wrote it actually when I was from 7 years old, 7 to 24 years old, and I published it with a publisher in Washington, and
Okay.
it's called The Rose That Persevered. So it's a um, people say I'm too old to have a memoir, but it's like a memoir, like of a from a 7 year old perspective of the trauma that I was documenting when I was younger, and in that time of like just coming to that place of that, like I learned that who I was in my hurt and my pain and my trauma is not who I am in my healing. I don't crave the same foods. I don't crave the same people. I don't dress the same. I don't have the same taste. Everything starts transforming once you start actually, loving yourself, healing and growing, and just finding that inner understanding of who you are. So loving you means loving that trauma, the trauma you, loving the healed you, and actually giving that trauma you grace when it shows up. Because I seen something say trauma is linear. People think that
Yeah.
instantly you should just be fixed. They be like, oh, you not healed. First off, let me tell you this. Healing is linear. I said that healing takes a lifetime, especially when you're going through traumatic experience overall. Because as
Yeah.
long as you have been subjected, is as long as it's going to take in order for you to get to a place where you're able to feel a sense of peace and love and care and understanding for yourself. And people
Mm,
don't understand that. Instead, they try to rush you in your healing. and they're not you. And people will project their own trauma onto you. And I always
Yeah.
say, if God ain't told me that that's the area I need to work on or wherever that is, then you need to go focus and do what you need to do. Because I've been dealing with that lately, and that's been really challenging for me to
Yeah.
understand that people will try they'll and I will say this. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna be y'all back and forth. As you publish your stories and your stories are out there, people are going to try to dictate who you are based off of what you wrote on paper. People are going to try to tell you who you are. They're going to try to tell you you're not healing. They're going to try to put biblical aspects and tie it into your story and tell you that you're putting out negativity out there, that you should be bringing people close to God by speaking the pure word of God. God has given us the stories we have gone through that are similar to the stories in the Bible to be able to allow people to see Him throughout their journeys. Everybody had an experience with God throughout their trauma journeys. Some people are blessed with this world in this world and not have it and
Yeah.
have trauma. And I don't wish trauma on anybody, but not determine an area of trauma or healing, whatever it is, and project onto someone that they're not walking in their journey of healing or positivity. God didn't give you the vision, nor gave you the area that that individual is walking in for you. So don't speak on it. So I just want to encourage you all that don't let anybody be in your life, because there's gonna be people that really like, oh my gosh, why you share this? Why you say this? Why you do this? And that's on them. That's not on anybody else. That's on them. Still walk tall, keep your head up. You awesome.
This
Okay.
is just a snippet of who we are. It's just a snippet of who we are. You get to peek behind the veil for just a short moment
Mm-hmm.
and take in what you can take in. And I love how you spoke on the self love piece. Is while you're transforming, which is what I experienced in that 5 to 6 years, I no longer did crave the attention or the friendships that, you know, for example, there were friendships, there were people that I was trying to forge friendships with that, for some reason or another, I guess I wasn't their cup of tea, which is okay because you guys know me. I'm bold, live, and in color. And sometimes that can be too much for people. It may be too much stimuli. And so I learned to be okay with those that accept me. Whoever's tribe I'm supposed to be a part of will embrace me. And whoever's tribe I'm not
That
supposed to
part.
be a part of will not. And it is okay. You look
Real
at
talk.
how many tribes do they have in Africa? Too many to even count. They're okay. It is okay. It really is okay. It's okay that my hat is red, white, and black, and yours is blue and white. It is okay. So that's part of the self love, and I love it. Like can't nobody tell me nothing now. I was not the same person 3 years ago. I used to cry with my soon to be ex husband. And he said, "Why are you crying so? Why does it matter to you whether people receive you or not? Do you not know what kind of a woman you are? You're so beautiful, you're vibrant, you got all this charisma." But once I actually got a hold of what that meant, you talking about liberating. I'm so liberated. It's almost scary. It's like I don't care if they see me, don't see me. I don't care if you speak, don't speak. I'm gonna be me. I love me. I love the woman. The part of the self love is loving the good, bad, and the ugly, and being okay with your imperfections. And I'm gonna be quiet and let Ella and Jean talk.
That part.
I'm okay with it. I am perfectly imperfect. I am perfectly imperfect, honey. As I grab my little pearls in my pearls, my water pearls. I love my imperfections because that is who I am, and that is what makes me so perfect. That's what made me such a perfect fit for this book. My imperfections.
I'm sorry. All I was gonna say is that because all we can do is be our selves.
Yes.
Be it or
I
Because
love authentic people. I don't like fake folks. I don't like people I gotta yes and figure them out. With me, you never have to worry about that. With Jean, you don't have to worry about that. With Ella, I believe everybody on this book We listen. This is us. This is
Mhm.
us.
I
Real.
love that. I love that because I
That
was
is awesome.
Miss Carol. I don't know how much you heard of it. Is that
I
when
did
they
of
when you
it.
publish your story, like people will tend to try to they're most likely gonna try to tell you how you were wrong for how you depict your trauma, how you wrote it down, what you said, or try to tell you you're not healed. But
Mhm.
to basically continue knowing who you are and not allowing them to tell you so. Because people will try to tie that to the biblical aspect of, okay, well, God, you just need to talk about God, not talk about all that hurt.
Mhm.
People in the Bible had trauma, and God
Mhm.
walked with them. They had a word to tell. You have a word to tell. Tell that word.
Yeah.
Then people, and that's why the basis of this podcast, God gave me the name of this podcast. The birth of this podcast is all because of God. Because God said people are always talking about God. Show them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You all are sitting on this podcast showing people that God exists. Not that you're talking about it, but you're also doing it, and you're doing it amazingly. People are
Mhm.
able to see the bright smiles, the just the authentic. What is it? All, what's the word? I'm not authenticity. It's authenticity.
Authenticity. Yes.
Yes, because that's important. All of it's important, no matter how we see
Mhm.
God is in all of us and how we're being able to walk and embrace our hurt and our pain. Embrace your healing, embrace your trauma. Know who you are on
Mhm.
either one of those aspects, but also, you know, at the end of the day, know you. Don't have anybody tell you any different.
Absolutely.
The people
I
try to
agree.
define you because of
Yes.
trauma. They'll see your trauma and be like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, why does that make sense to you? Because you saw something in you latched on to that, and that's you had a whole mindset towards what you thought it was. That's okay. That's understandable. But don't bring that over here to me. you know, because at that point, if you know what you know now, walk with me in love. You understand?
I like that April identified that it's a rough chapter or a rough piece because I know mine is so rough. And yes, there was time when I'm like, this is just not good enough. But Dr. Tracy, again, she comes alongside and she's like, it is good enough because that's what the Father's given you now. It is part of the process, and you're not going to get it all out in this one here. There's more coming. So I'm looking forward. I don't know. I think we should have a part two for us
I
because
do
I know
too.
I'm thinking about Miss Edith, and Edith has been in some of the journey along with some of our coach. Dr. Phineas worked with
Yeah.
Ella and Edith and myself, and that was where we went through a lot of our trauma. His book is Repurpose Your Pain. So taking your pain and turning it into purpose is Dr. Phineas. So we three of us minimum have worked with Dr. Phineas on unpacking that trauma. And yes, I was the one, just like April mentioned. I know I haven't really got to meet Miss April yet, but every time I talk, I cry. I cry. Ella remembers some of those times I could. And I know what I'm going to get on there and say, but as soon as I'd start to talk, it'd just be a floodgate. And so we had to do a lot of unpacking. And so this is a rough start. However, it's a start. I know my husband, he said, indecision is not good because indecision will keep, I forget how he says it now. Indecision, you got to take the decision. Indecision can keep you stuck longer than making a decision. So make a decision, step out. It's not going to look perfect because it's not our first time, right? I mean, it's not our story that we've had time to take and revise over and over. And it's not a pretty story. So here we are trying to make it pretty in this book. No, let it be raw as it is, broken up and dysfunctional, kind of, if we want to call it that. But ultimately, it is the start of the next mountain. Like I said, we're at the bottom of the next one because we've made it this far. And I'm looking forward to keep going. We're going to get some more parts. Miss Dr. Tracy and Dr. West, you guys are going to have to come up with another tagline for the next one, right? Part two.
Well, I do. I want to switch gears over to this
Yeah.
last question.
Mm.
Did I lose you, Miss Benson?
Did she
Um,
have a job for her?
oh,
Hmm.
well, I have this last question.
There she
That
is.
I want to ask because I
There
know
she is.
I want to respect your time. It's birthday night, so I get you.
Turn up.
You talking about turn up? What you about to go take some shots of communion?
Listen, my business. No, my daughter. Seriously,
It's
my
all
daughter,
in the spirit.
my oldest daughter, is taking me out to dinner.
Mm.
Oh, the one that's on the
So,
podcast commenting. That's done the
Yes,
okay.
she never.
We about to wrap it up. We about to wrap it up so you can take your mom out. So this last question: if you could whisper one piece of encouragement to someone who feels lost or uncertain about claiming what's theirs, what would it be?
One word.
I mean, it could be multiple. Go ahead.
one piece.
5 pieces, 10 pieces.
Mm.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
Repeat it one more time.
If you could whisper one piece or as many pieces of encouragement to someone who feels lost or uncertain about claiming what's theirs, what would it be?
run for your life. Run for your life. Run for your life. I can't sum it up any. Run for your life.
Hmm? One.
And for myself, I would say, be the chain breaker in your generation and the legacy leaving behind for your future generations, if not for yourself.
I have two that I want to share. One is be the change that you want to see.
Mhm.
And the scripture that came to my mind was that good work that God began in you, He's forming by the day of Jesus' return.
Yes,
Say that.
That's it right there.
absolutely.
And the running for
Yeah.
your life. So when I say run for your life is because a lot of my challenges um, stemmed from domestic abuse, right?
Mhm.
So, but the running for your life is you have to be dogged about what you want in this life. You have to have a pit bull mentality.
Come on.
You see pit bulls, if they bite somebody, their jaws lock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to be dogged and you have to be hawkish. You really have to laser focus, and that's the going. That's claiming what's ours. Be dogged about it. Run for your life, like your life depends on it. Go after what you want. I don't care how crazy it looks. Whatever you feel like you're due, you got to go for it and be dogged. And don't listen. People will come against you. You spoke about people will come and they may try to size you up. I like when people try to size me up because they never know where I'm coming from.
Come on.
Because in their feeble minds, they have measured me, and I'm so grandiose. There's so much more to me, and it's okay. It is okay when people try to size you up and put you in a box. It is okay because they never know where you're coming from, and you just come on out the cut on them. They say, "Oh my goodness, I did not know." Well, you didn't know because you didn't want to know.
I'd
Because
like to add,
you had in your mind what this was all about, right? People
Mhm.
will take people, like you said, may take different points from this book and think they know us,
Mhm.
and you just wait and you don't know us, but
That's right.
you're
That's
going.
right. I would like to add one more thing. If you don't know who you are and where you want to go, find someone that will walk alongside of you to help you, because there are people out there that are willing to help, especially if you're willing to step out and let them know. And if you don't know somebody already, right here I see 4 beautiful faces that I believe can walk you through. And if that doesn't help, guess what? One of us can help you and point you in the direction of someone that would work with you. Because I get it, everybody isn't for everybody, Find your one person that will believe in you, and you will have everything you need. But most of all, believe in yourself and what's been given to you already. You've got everything you need.
Come
I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You ought to come. We had some powerful women on here tonight speaking. Look at y'all done had been blessed. Everybody been. I've been blessed. We done blessed each other. It's been blessings on blessings. Come on now. We
Blessing
never
on
know.
blessing. Woohoo.
I've been blessed beyond that. Like are all so awesome, and I can't wait to all have you on individually. I can't wait to all bring you back all together. It don't even matter. I this is the first time on like with having my podcast where just it's being so amazing and impactful of having women, black women, women that just all colors just on here just talking influential and just really just being in the now of who they are. And there's a lot of women on here that are like usually it's somebody coming on talking about their, you know, their story or whatever it may be. But you all are in a position right now where you're publishing your story. Your story is already published. You're doing these things. You're influencing women and men to go to the next level. And that's amazing. Like I said, I haven't done a book launch thing. So that checked off my list. And I'm excited to for people to listen to this, to watch it, to see you all, to reach out to me or reach out to Miss Carrol and be like, how can I get in contact with these ladies? And I just want to encourage all 6 viewers, 8 viewers, 10 viewers, wherever you're viewing on Facebook, whatever. Find out how you can get their book. If you cannot get to Topeka, because I know some of you might be in St. Louis or out of the state, different time zones. Find out how you can get their book. Buy them out of their book. I don't know if you could just buy, if it's a such thing as buying them out or whatever, but buy them out. Support them. Support them. Support. And I want to get my books. I want to individually sign. So I'm gonna see about my mom and I. We're gonna try to come up to Topeka.
I was gonna say, can we buy you a ticket? I'll buy you a ticket, and I'll buy your mom a ticket too, both of you, if you come. I'll buy
Oh,
tickets.
that's so sweet. Because I'm just like you don't have to, but I want to come. I want to come. I wanted to support, and I'd get my book signed. It ain't nothing like I'd meet you all. I gotta hug you, Miss Epper. I gotta hug. I gotta give hugs. Miss Carol. No, I ain't used to be a hugger, but look, everybody get a hug. Like Oprah said, you get a hug. You get a hug. You get a hug.
You get a hug. You get a hug.
We'll line you up for hugs right down the line.
Everybody getting a hug. But in conclusion of the podcast, is there anything that you all want to share before we wrap this up?
I'm
We
just so
love you. We
and
love you.
yeah.
We love you. And we want the best. We want the best for you. And we are here
Yeah.
cheering and rooting you on because someone rooted us on.
Yes.
And everyone has a story that can change someone else's life. Everyone. So don't hide your story anymore. For you, and everyone else out there in the world, wherever you're at on TV land. It's not TV anymore, but podcast land.
I'm gonna say once you out there. So the views about to be up. So I mean, you might be on celebrity status. You know, Miss Cheryl Dave said, "Where can you get the book?" You got to. I'm sure you got to come with us to Topeka. You got to get
That's
your
right.
personally signed. So we
We're
going to Topeka.
launching on the 19th.
Yeah. So let me put that up on the screen. Oh wait, was we get that right?
There
This
it
is
is.
right here, book launch celebration
Mhm.
on the 19th.
It's right at
It's in Eventbrite. Is it in Eventbrite?
Mm-hmm. And then this is the conference details with the other people that are going to be on there, Dr. Ruben, and then I think he said the other one was Veronica and Dr. Tracy. Again, it's in Topeka, Kansas. If they cannot make it to the conference, how can they purchase your book? I know you are saying that you're still trying to work out that. How can they?
They can reach out to me.
All right, reach out to Miss Ella Carroll. Um,
Those that know Jean or April.
Yeah, I
yep.
was going to say most all of us are on Facebook. I know I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn as Jean Caggiano, as you see on the screen there. Other than that, I think that most of us are there by our name in Facebook. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. I said now, Miss Carol, I'm telling you, You've been asking where Miss Carrol been, like where's Waldo? So you out there now. So I'm telling you, everybody, y'all need to go out and support. You know what she been doing. So go and support. So we about to send this to a whole bunch of people. Y'all send it to y'all family, y'all friends, and we gonna buy them out. And we gonna hear
Buy us out.
how they got all of them royalties and the blessings. So we gonna tap back in about a month or two, for sure. But
Absolutely.
with the conclusion of this podcast, I'm gonna read this outro, and then I'm play my intro music on the outro, if that makes sense.
It
Absolutely.
makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning into the exciting episode of Prosperity Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the Chronicles of the Chosen, claiming what's mine, with our incredible co-authors, Ella Carrol, Jean Caggiano, April Benson, and Sylvia Hopper. Their insights and stories truly illuminate the journey of claiming what is rightfully ours. If you found the value in today's discussion, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and follow me on social media at Prosperity. That's PERSPERITY podcast. Your support helps me continue to bring inspiring content to you. Join us next time as we explore more empowering topics and the amazing guests that I got next week. Until then, keep putting your mental health first and buy this book. You'll never go wrong with supporting. You'll never go wrong. And in that note, we're going to play this outro music. Y'all feel free to stay, but I do my little dance and whatnot, and I close it out in like 10, 15 seconds.
Okay. Thank you.
In the shadows we find our light. Through the struggles we will take flight. Healing hearts and mending minds. Together we'll leave the past behind. Welcome to Prosperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments, seek